Hey there, everybody. Looks like I had a semi-professional start here. Welcome to the stream. Let's start with where we are in the pattern. We are at move 60, which means we are getting to about the crossover point for the crossguard. Excuse me. So 1 and 3 exchanged and shed 1 on the right, and 1, 3, 7, and 9 on the left are exchanged, and sheds 1 and 4 are reversed. So give me a second here. I'm going to bring up the YouTube tracking for me. Gives me an idea who's on YouTube. Let's see. Doesn't look like I got anybody watching on Rumble at the moment. No chats there. Appreciate you folks waiting for me because it's a little hard to get to the right monitoring page for a stream if I don't have a stream active on YouTube. Let's see. There we go. Says I got one person watching, so woohoo. Alrighty. So move 60. All right, so 1 and 3 and 1 on the right. So 1 and 3. Don't know if I'm going to have a visitor tonight. I did send out the invite, but I know they've been very busy, so if they don't show up, no issues there. All right, so shed 1 is reversed, so I start from the top 1 and then the bottom 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Oops, that one was not unrolled enough. I was hitting the rail there. All right, pass that on through. Oops, I just realized I do not have the chats open. There we go. Hey, Jennifer, welcome onto the stream. I've had a annoying headache, but I have taken my pain medicine, so I should be functional and in not too bad of a shape, so I'm happy to stream. All right, so I do have the chats up, and just to show, there we go. Okay. And thank you very much for showing up, Jennifer. It really helps my streams if people do watch them. All right, so... All right. So I did the bottom one. Not time to do the top one, so I start from the bottom first at 1, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 from the top. A little tangled here. Gotta get it untangled. There we go. And on the left, well, I'm doing my best, and like I said, I have taken my pain medicine, so I should be doing fairly decently. All right, so 1, 3, 7, and 9 on the left. So we'll start with 1. 3. And 3, 4, 5, 6. 7. And 9. There we go. And sheds 1 and 4 are reversed. So 1 from the top, and then the bottom 2, 3, 4 from the top, and then bottom 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then from the bottom 1, top 2 and 3, bottom 4, top 5, 6, 7, and 8. we go. And on to the next move, which will be 61. So 1 and 3 and 1 on the right, and on the left, 1, 3, 7, and 9 again, and sheds 1 and 4 reversed. Next one will be a bit different as the crossguard makes the jump from here to here. And, oops, almost forgot. It's time for Koma slide. And the reason I'm calling it a Koma slide is they slide forward on the rails, and these blocks are called Koma. They can have 6 or 9 pins usually. 9 or if you're trying to do a lot of threads. 6 makes it a little easier to get your hands through. So, alrighty. See, are we in decent focus? There we go. Yep, I went ahead and sprung for the more expensive StreamYard package so I can stream in 1080p. Makes it much easier to see the threads rather than just kind of this stripy blur. The resolution's not high enough. There we go. And shed 1 is reversed, so I start from the top and then go back to the bottom. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And from the bottom 1 and the top 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. If anybody actually has the program I'm using for the pattern here, I'm happy to share this particular file if people want to do similar stuff. All right, I just need to know if people want me to do that, and then I'll figure someplace to put it up. So 1, 3, 7, and 9 on the left. So there's 1, 3, 'That untangle real quick. Pull it far enough you can untangle. There we go. Drop that one just a little bit more. And 7. I'm cheating and not counting because I do know what I'm doing with this particular move. And 9. And sheds 1 and 4 are reversed. So 1 from the top, and then the bottom 2, 3, top 4, bottom 5, 6, 7, and 8. Oh, and I've made a whole 2 cents from Rumble. And for the bottom 1, top 2 and 3, bottom 4, top 5, 6, 7, and 8. Which is more than I've made from YouTube by 2 cents. And on to the next move, which is 62. 1 and 3 on the right, shed 1 reversed. 1 and 5, 7, and 9 on the left with sheds 1 through 4 reversed. Let's see. Refresh that. Okay, it looks like I do have 1 person watching on Rumble. Alrighty. So 1 and 3 and 1 on the right. There's 1. And 3. My wife says that she expects that my viewership is down mainly because it's getting warmer and people are getting out and doing more stuff rather than staying at home and watching me, which is entirely understandable. 1 from the top, and the bottom 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. A little bit tangled on the end, but it won't take long to untangle. And then from the bottom 1 and the top 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And on the left, 1, 5, 7, and 9. So there's 1. Skipping 3, 4. 5. 6. 'This one needs a little bit of assistance untangling. There we go. 7 and 9. And sheds 1 through 4 are reversed. So the top 4 and then the bottom from the rest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then the bottom 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the top 5, 6, 7, and 8. There we go. We are ready for the next move, which is number 63. And 1 and 3 and 1 on the right. Though it's going to start changing after this. On the left, 1, 3, and 9 with only shed 1 reversed. So 1 and 3 on the right. And shed 1 is reversed, so 1 from the top, and then the bottom is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And from the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. There we go. And on the left, it's 1, 3, and 9. So 1 and 3. And 9. And just shed 1 is reversed, so 1 from the top, and the bottom 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And reversed again, so 1 from the bottom, and then the top 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And we're ready to move on to the next move. Just one exchange on the right, shed one reversed. 1, 3, 7, and 9 on the left, and shed one reversed. So just one on the right. We are getting very close to reaching the leaders. So shed one is reversed, so one from the top, and then the bottom 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And from the bottom 1, and top 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And as we said, 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9 on the left here. There's 1. And now basically it's every other blue on the top is going back down to the bottom. So 3, 5, 7, and 9. There we go. And it's going to be pretty much this way until we reach the sword tip. So 1 from the top, and then from the bottom. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. I didn't need 9, I only needed 8, so there we go, that's better. And 1 from the bottom, and the top 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Pain medicine does make me a little bit distracted, but the lack of pain is definitely a better option there than not being distracted, except by the headache. All right. We are ready to move on to the next move, which will be 65. 1 and 3 on the right, sheds 1 and 2 are reversed, and 1 and 3 and 1 on the left. And back to streamer. There we go. Sorry. So 1 and 3. There's 1 and 3. And sheds 1 and 2 are reversed. So from the top, 1, and then 2. And from the bottom, it'll be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And from the bottom, 1 and 2. Top is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And from the left, 1 and 3 and 1. There's the 1. There's the 3. And shed 1 is reversed, so from the top, 1, and then the bottom, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And from the bottom, 1, and the top, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. There we go. And on to move 66. So 1 and 3, and sheds 1 and 3 are reversed, and 1 and 3, and 1 on the left. So there's 1. And 3. And sheds 1 and 3 reverse, so 1 from the top, 2 from the bottom, and 3 from the top, and from the bottom 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. There we go. And 1 from the bottom, 2 from the top, 3 from the bottom, and from the top 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1 and 3 and 1 on the left. 1 and 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1 from the bottom, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And the thread for the next braid should be arriving in the next couple of days. When it does, I'll go ahead and show that. And we are ready for the next move. Moving on to 67, 1, 3, and 5 on the left. Sheds 1 and 3 are reversed, and 1 and 3 exchanged, and shed 1 reversed on the left. Did I say left on the right side here? Anyway, sorry about that. Like I said, I may be a little bit distracted. There we go. Checking the live streaming. I got 2 on Rumble. Still no Rumble rants, but they are not required to participate in the stream. So 1 and 3 and 5 on the right. So there is 1. 3, 4, and 5. Sheds 1 and 3 are reversed, so 1 from the top, 2 from the bottom, 3 from the top, 4 from the bottom, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1 from the bottom, 2 from the top, 3 from the bottom, 4 from the top, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1 and 3 and 1 on the left. There's 1 and 3. And shed 1 is reversed, so 1 from the top, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And from the bottom, 1, and the top, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And we are ready for the next move. So going to 68. 1, 3, 5, and 7 on the right, and sheds 1 and 3 are reversed, 1 and 3 and 1 on the left. So 1, gotta unroll this one a little bit further. That's going to clink the rail when I do the shed opening. 1, 3, 5, and 7. It's a little tangled up. Let's see if we can get it untangled. This is actually fairly difficult to untangle. There we go. And sheds 1 and 3 are reversed. So 1 from the top, 2 from the bottom, 3 from the top, 4 from the bottom, 5, 6, 7, and 8. There we go. And 1 from the bottom, 2 from the top, 3 from the bottom, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 from the top. This one needs a little help untangling. Does not want to unroll properly. Let's see. There we go. It's a little long, but it'll do. And 1 and 3 and 1 on the left. So there's 1 and 3. Shed 1 is reversed, so from the top 1 and the bottom 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Oops, almost missed a... I'm sorry to hear about that. If you want to watch it later, that's perfectly fine. I appreciate that you're being live, but if you want to watch it when it's not live, if that's an easier thing for me, or easier thing for you, that is perfectly fine with me. This is here for your benefit, not specifically for mine. So if you need, like, yeah, apparently I'm a little bit tongue-tied. I apologize for that, but your appreciation or your participation is welcome, but not mandatory. This is not mandatory fun. So, but if you have to duck out, thank you very much. Well, I'm glad that you're at least enjoying my portion of it. Let me see, did I finish up? No, I still have 1/2 to do on this move here. So from the bottom 1, top 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. There we go. And we're ready for the next move. On to 69. And 1, 3, and 7. Shed 1 is reversed, and 1 and 3 and 1 on the left. So 1 and 3. calm down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And shed 1 is reversed. So 1 from the top, and then the bottom 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1 from the bottom, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. There we go. And on the left, 1 and 3 and 1. There's 1, and then there's 3. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1 in the bottom, and the top 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And before moving on to the next move, we are doing a comb slide. Ease on down, ease on down. Yes, my singing voice is truly abominable. And roll up on the take-up reel. That's looking good. And on to move 70. 1 and 3 and 7 on the right, and shed 1 is reversed. 1 and 3 and 1 on the left. Yeah, looks like we're back up to 2 viewers on YouTube. Though the YouTube tracking page says nobody, because YouTube tends to suck for things like that. No Rumble rants. Alrighty, back to StreamYard and the braid. So 1, 3, and 7 on the right. There's 1. There's 3. And I had a thread jump a pin. So let's see if I can't get that fixed. All right, so that's the one that has jumped. There we go. That's back in its proper spot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Shed 1 is reversed, so 1 from the top, and then the bottom 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1 from the bottom, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And on the left, 1 and 3 and 1. There's 1. And 3. Shed 1 is reversed, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And all right, let's just go for full screen on this one for a second. Okay, So we are on to move 71. We are 1 and 3, and 1 on the right, and 1 and 3, and 1 on the left. And as we can see, we're at 71, so 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, before there are any changes. So I won't bring it up every time. I might bring it up occasionally. I'm moving back to 71, which is this move here. So 1 and 3 and 1, and 1 and 3 and 1 for several moves. There's 1 and 3. And 1 from the top and the bottom. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And I'm going to do the best I can to get this braid done in the next week and a half. So I'm probably going to have a lot more streams than normal, or longer streams. 1 and 3 and 1 on the left. And 1 from the top and the bottom. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Unravel that. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Looks like I have one of these slipped in between a comb of locks and slid down. I've considered adding magnets so they stick together better, but we'll have to see how that goes. Okay, so we had the bottom one, so it's the top one now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. There we go. And we're on to move 72. Ooh, I got 5 people watching on Rumble. That's impressive. Let me do a quick chat back to them. Actually, got the right thing selected. There we go. Alrighty. And we're on move 72, so 1 and 3 and 1 on both sides. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1 from the bottom, top. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. There we go. And on the left, 1 and 3 and 1. There's the 1. There's the 3. Let me get untangled here real quick. There we go. Pause just a second here. That was my wife letting me know she's heading into work. She works night shift, I work day shift. And works kind of well for us because when she's at work, I'm asleep. When I'm at work, she's asleep, and when I get home is a little after she wakes up. So most of the time we're awake and not at work, we get to spend together, which is really kind of nice. Okay, and that was it for 72. We're moving on to move 73 now. And 1 and 3. And shed 1 is reversed. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1 from the bottom, top 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And on the left, 1, 3, and 1. There's the 1. Oh, that probably needs to be a bit lower. That's going to hit the rail. And 3. And 1 from the top and the bottom, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1 from the bottom and top, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And we're on to move 74 now. 1 and 3 and 1, and 1 and 3 and 1. And 1 for Jenny and the Wimp. Which is just what the mnemonic sounds like to me, the 1 and 3 and 1 in my head from the Frantics comedy skit Taekwon Leap. Or not Taekwon Leap. Last Will and Temperament. Keep getting those mixed up. Because both of them have a boot to the head. One must seek the wine of purity and not the vinegar of temptation. Or something like that in Boot to the Head. Which has the martial art Taekwon Leap. Where Ed Gruber is very impatient to learn how to boot people in the head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1 from the bottom, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Oops. And it's caught between the coma again. Don't know why that one keeps sliding down. There we go. And we are ready to move on to move 75, which is the same as 74 was. Yeah, looks like we're down to 4 people watching on Rumble. YouTube is simultaneously telling me I have 2 concurrent viewers and none at all at the same time, which is amusing. Alrighty, so we are on move 75. That is 1 and 3 and 1, and 1 and 3 and 1 on the other side. So there was 1 and 3 right there, and the 1 is the shed reversal. So 1 from the top and then the bottom. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1 from the bottom, and top 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And on the left, 1 and 3 and 1. There's the 1 and the 3. And the reversal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1 from the bottom, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 from the top. And there we go. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry about that. I accidentally backed out of the stream. My apologies. Let me get the share screen back up again. And share. Okay. Alrighty. And I just switched to 75. At least I was switching to 76. Okay, to finish 75. Yeah, my apologies. It was like, whoops. I hit the back button on the side of the mouse, and that was not intentional. Let's see. 3 watching on Rumble. Probably lost somebody when I backed out for a second there. Fortunately, with StreamYard, I can accidentally back out of the stream and it doesn't go away, which is better than the alternative. And 1 and 3 and 1 on the right. And 1 from the top, and then the bottom, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1 from the bottom, top 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1 and 3 and 1 on the left. There's 1 and 3. And 1 from the top. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 from the bottom. And 1 from the bottom, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 from the top. And we are moving on to move 77. I am going to do a quick check for something. By the way, thank you, Jennifer, for the subscription. I appreciate that. I'm just checking to see if the guest has received the invite. Does not appear that he has, or at least he hasn't. It hasn't shown me that he has. Alrighty. We are on 77. So 1 and 3 and 1. So 1 and 3. one from the top, and then the bottom 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And one from the bottom, and top 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1 and 3 and 1 on the left. There's 1, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1 from the bottom, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And on to move 78. There we go. Well, to alleviate the repetitiveness, I could mention that I'm an elected constable in Pennsylvania. I was first elected in 2015 because I went into the voting booth and noticed that nobody was running for constable in my ward, which is the voting precinct, and wrote my name in. And it turned out that I won the vote with 100% of all one vote for me. That was an interesting experience. We served 6-year terms, and I was up for re-election in 2021, November of 2021. And I actually did it the correct way. I got people to sign my ballot petition, or at least enough people to sign, got on the primary, won on the primary level for my party, and then on one from the bottom, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, was on in the general election, running unopposed, and won with about almost 400 votes. So I did it right the second time around. Well, the first time around was wrong. I did it the traditional way, I guess would be a better way of putting it. Alrighty, and it's time for a coma slide. And let's do some on the take-up reel. There we go. And 1 and 3 and 1. Whoops. Let's move to 79 before I do that. I don't want to lose my place. So 1 and 3. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. There we go. And 1 and 3. For people on Rumble, if anybody has any questions about what I'm doing, anything about the history or nature of Kumihimo, I'm happy to answer as best I can. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And we are moving on to move 80. And 1 and 3 and 1. And 1 from the top, and then the bottom 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And from the bottom 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 for the top. And 1 and 3 and 1 on the left. There's 1. And 3. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Oops, this one is a little tangled. Let me see if I can fix the unroll issue. There we go. I think that got it. Yep. And pass that one through. And 1 from the bottom, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 from the top. And we are on to move 81. Yeah. Finally says I've got somebody on YouTube, though I know Jennifer's been on there the whole time, so maybe they're more accurately reflecting reality. All right, so I said it was on to 81. So 1 and 3 and 1. I think I'm going to have to add a error check on here because I'm not entirely sure that I'm getting all the moves counted correctly. So when I reach the end of the sword and switch back over to 1, I am going to reset it so I'll know like where they have the break over, where like it'll be 9 here and then 18 and whatever. So, and 1 from the top, and then the bottom, sorry, the bottom 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Since there's 9 pins and 90 moves, I have 10 coma slides per iteration of the blade. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1 and 3 and 1 on the left. And 1 from the top, and the bottom 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1 from the bottom, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And we are on to move 82. 8 more moves, and we've reached the end of the blade and the end of the pattern. So there's 1 and 3. And 1 from the top, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1 from the bottom, and the top, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And on the left, 1, 3, and 1. And 1 from the top, and then the bottom, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. That one needs a little bit more unrolling. There we go. A little bit of tangling here, keeping it from having the full even tension. There we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Hey, Kathleen, nice to see you on. Welcome, welcome. Appreciate you coming on. No worries about being late. Alrighty, we are moving on to move 83. I've got a pretty nasty headache tonight. I've taken 2 doses of my pain pill, which is helping, and I'm functional. But I may end this stream a little early. We'll have to see how it goes. And 1 from the top, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 from the bottom. I can understand that. I've been feeling somewhat the same myself. Let's see. There we go. Finally got the quote back from the injection molding company for the Tama shells. And even if I order 20,000 at a time, I'm still paying $4 just for a single set of shells, which is a little frustrating because that means that the absolute cheapest I can sell the Tama for is probably about $6 to $7 each. And that's essentially making no money on it at all. So I think I may have to talk to them about possibly if I can get a price break if I get more cavities put in the mold so I can make more per single run of the press. But adding a single cavity is going to be like $10,000. So don't know how well that's going to go. Don't know if I even have the market for that. I need to get a website set up so I can sell the ones I've got and see how it goes. But I'm probably going to do like maybe a 1,200 part run, something like that, so I can make about 600 more Tama. Okay. There we go. That is all of 83. We're moving on to 84. I'm doing my best. I'm fine, and I just have a head that hurts. Let me just check real quick, see if anybody's ranting on Rumble. Doesn't look like it, though I'm still having 4 people watching it. Let me do a quick refresh there, see if that's accurate. Yep, 4 people watching. But that's fine if they don't want to chat. I'm here to show what I can. And if they want to chat, that's great. If they don't want to chat, that's great too. Well, I am the next braid I've ordered the silk for, and it's going to be for Rob from the channel Raw and Lumber. He is an attorney in Virginia, so he's not that far away. I might actually be able to deliver it in person at a meetup or something like that. After that, I'm still kind of trying to decide who I want to do it for. I'd like to do one for Rodrick. I think the eyeglasses logo he has would be rather nice for that, but haven't been able to get in contact with him. I'm considering also doing one for Robert Barnes or Viva Fry, or maybe both of them, and maybe one for Kurt from Uncivil Law. And we'll have to see where we go from there. But I try and do these for the YouTubers I like and respect. So that's kind of where I'm at. I also still want to do one for Larry Correa, but he's been very busy. I know that Nick Ricada wants to get him on for a panel discussion. I might be able to ask him there. All right, so that was all of 85 or 84. Let me move on to 85. We can see the tip of the sword now, so I'll show that real quick. There we go. We are still 1 and 3 and 1. Up here, 1 and 3 and 1, and 1 and 3 and 1. But there is the tip of the sword forming. So we are getting close to the end of this iteration of the braid. Go back there. I am sorry to hear that. I hope that you'll be feeling more like yourself and a little hungrier than down the road. That came out sounding weird. I apologize. Like I said, I've taken some pain medicine, and it's working, but I am not my full 100% self here. Alrighty. So we are on move 85. 1 and 3 and 1 on the right, and 1 and 3 and 1 on the left. I got a very nice text from my mom today. I got my dad a 3D printer a couple months back. He was always into like tinkering around and building stuff when I was growing up, and he hasn't been able to do that all that much lately. And I thought that this was something he would like, and he has been able to pick it up on his own, and he's been making fun things for him and my mom. He made a one of those rolling AA battery dispensers. He's printed out that. I don't think he's doing the design work, but he's he seems to be printing them effectively. They look really nice when I see them. So that makes me very, very happy. They did so much for me when I was growing up. It's nice to be able to do something for them. 1 from the top and the bottom. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Well, it's not happening tonight, apparently, but I'm going to hopefully have a guest on in the next couple of streams. Alrighty. And 1 from the bottom, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 from the top. And we are on to 86, which again is 1 and 3 and 1 on both sides, but we are getting closer to the point. And 1 and 3. And 1 from the top, and then the bottom. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1 from the bottom, and from the top. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1 and 3 and 1 on the left. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And we are on to move 87. 1 and 3 and 1 on the right, 1 and 3 and 1 on the left. This is the last of this pattern here, and then we start to go to the tip of the sword. So I might do a stream tomorrow, but I'll have to think about it. I have to do some constable work. So I'll be doing that right after I get home from work, and it depends on the time. I don't know if I'm going to announce at the normal places or if I'll just rely on locals and YouTube and Rumble to send out the announcements. I might just do the console work on Thursday and just do a regularly schedule one as a regular stream. There we go. Tomorrow, because my guest is going to have his own live stream on Thursday at the same time I would normally do it. All right, so yeah, there we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Just kind of thinking out loud here. And 1 and 3 and 1 on the left. There's 1 and 3. And shed 1 is reversed, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Needs to roll out a bit more. Yeah, I been DMing him a little bit, and I know he's been less than happy with how things have been going, and I can definitely understand that. But I really don't want to speak for him because I don't really see that as my place. And alrighty, we are ready to go on to the next move, which will be 88. So still 1 and 3 and 1 on the right, but on the left it'll just be 3 and no shed reversal. So there's the 1. There's the 3. Though before I actually do the opening the shed, I should probably do a comb slide real quick, as I've reached that point. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I should do a little bit of a take-up reel here. There we go. And just 3 on the left. And since there are no shed reversals, it's all on the bottom for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And from the top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. That could be interesting. However, I have no direct contact with her and would feel uncomfortable doing that unless somebody who watches me knows that and is willing to make the offer. All right, so we are on to move 89. So 3 on the right, shed 1 is reversed, and 3 and no shed reversals on the left. I don't know, maybe I could do that as a direct approach. Larry, I think, has been very clear that he really doesn't, he and his wife don't appreciate it when people try and contact her directly about stuff related to him. So I don't want to be that guy. And shed 1 is reversed. So 1 from the top, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1 from the bottom, and top 2, 3. Oops, jumped a pin there. Let's get that lined up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 3 on the left. There we go. And no shed reversals, so all on the bottom and all on the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1 on the bottom, no, it's all on the top for the second half. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Guess I'm getting tired enough. I'm starting to go on autopilot. And we are ready for move 90, which is the final move. So 3 on the right, no shed reversals, and nothing on the left, and no shed reversals. So 3 on the right, and no reversal. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 on the top. There we go. And on the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And on the top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And we head back to the beginning. We are back on move 1, so nothing off the base moves. Let's see. 5 people watching on Rumble. No Rumble rants. Okay, that looks right. And back to StreamYard. Ooh, I am hopeful that they're able to resolve that with nobody getting stung. We had, in the last apartment we had before we got our house, we had a yellow jacket nest that was outside our window, and they had worked their way through the wall and through our heating system. So we were starting to get yellow jackets just suddenly appearing in our living room. That was less than pleasant. I am nowhere near as much of an apophobe as I used to be, but I still do not like them around me. I do not like them, Sam. I do not like them in my can of Spam. My brain is not working right for rhymes tonight. So no reversals there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. That's right. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And moving on to move 2. Still nothing on the right and nothing on the left out of ordinary. Next move will be different. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So I think I'm going to go ahead and hunt for a video to be my outro. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I suppose I could try and record some flute music and be absolutely horrible at it and let people know it's time to be driven away from my stream. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. That's just me thinking up ridiculous scenarios. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And we are ready for the next move. So 3, nothing on the right, and Tama 1 exchanged and Shed 1 reversed. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just checking a feature real quick while I had the stream up. And one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. There we go. And Thomas Warner exchanged here on the left. And shed 1 is reversed, so 1 from the top, and then the bottom, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1 from the bottom and the top, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Nothing other than me having my brain do occasional weird wandering things about, now I forget what it was. Oh, coming up with some sort of outro music where I was playing flute where I don't actually really play flute that well, and doing that as an outro video, which would just drive people away and let them know it's time to leave the stream, but that's not really a good idea, so I don't think I'll do that. So moving on to move 4. 1 on the right is exchange, no shed reversal, and 1 on the left, and shed 1 is reversed. Well, that's good to hear. I did tell a story about how, okay, we're exchanging 1, how at our last apartment before I got the house, we had a yellow jacket invasion through the heating system, and that was not pleasant. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 all on the bottom because there is no reversals of the sheds. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And exchanging 1 on the left. That one's got to be unrolled a bit more. And again, shed 1 is reversed, so 1 from the top, and then the bottom, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. There we go. And 1 from the bottom, and the top, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And the tip of the next sword is forming now. Now I've got a video up on YouTube that is private or unlisted that has me practicing flute. I might take a little clip from that. That's when I wasn't too horrible at the time. Alrighty, so we are ready for the next move, which will be move 5. And 1 and shed 1 reversed on the right, and 1 and 3 and 1 on the left. And 1 on the right, shed 1 reversed. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Oops, that one needs a little more rollout. And 1 from the bottom, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 from the top. Pass that one on through. And lower that tama. And And on the left, 1 and 3 and 1. So there's the 1. Roll this one down a bit more. Apparently this is having an unrolling issue. So let's give it a little bit of assistance. Okay. There we go. That should do it. And 3. And shade 1 is reversed. So 1 from the top, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 from the bottom. And 1 from the bottom, and the top, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Roll that one down a bit more too. And we are ready for move number 6, which is 1 and 3 and 1 on the right and 1 and 3 and 1 on the left. And we're going to repeat that for a fair amount of time. Yeah, I can understand that. I tried flute again as I had issues with it when I was in school. And I wanted to see if I could overcome them as an adult. But I played a fair amount of woodwinds and brass in junior high, like the last 3 years of grade school, first 3 years of junior high. I played French horn and B flat, alto sax, tenor sax, trombone, flute, and drum in about a 5-year period. And I picked up harp when I was in my early 20s, but unfortunately I'd lost the ability to sight read music, and I have never picked it back up again. So it's been kind of a rote learning type thing. So 6, 1 and 3 and 1, and 1 and 3 and 1. So, all right, yeah, 1 and 3 and 1, and 1 and 3 and 1. And I am starting to get distracted. I was never able to understand guitar. I mean, I can listen to it, but I've looked at the tablatures and stuff like that, and I just could not make heads or tails of it. But that's probably just a failing of mine. But I am impressed, Jennifer. I am a rote learner from music. I was never really able to improvise or do it by ear and feel. I had to read and practice and essentially do by repetition until I had the song down memorized. Not to say I couldn't play technically well, but for what I was doing. 1 and 3 and 1. Okay. So 1 from the top, and then bottom 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And going on to 7, 1 and 3 and 1, 1 and 3 and 1. And 3. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Started listening to a new audiobook. It's recommended on Larry's podcast. They had the author on Writer Dojo. So I'm listening to the first book of Empire of Silence. It has a rather, starting out has a rather Roman naming structure influence and kind of like a feel like Dune as far as the time frame and technology levels are concerned. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I'm only about an hour or so into it, so I'm not that far in. And 1 from the bottom and top. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. There we go. This one's got a little bit of a tangle. Let me see if I can get it unrolled properly. All right, so we get all of this through here, and we loop around here. Okay. Pass that through here. Okay. That. There we go. All right, so that's nice and thread tension looks good. Re-loop it around. All righty. So there we go. There we go. That's unrolling nicely. Alrighty. And moving to move 8, 1 and 3 and 1, 1 and 3 and 1. Yeah, one thing I have definitely gotten really good at doing this for as long as I have is I am very good at untangling knots and unsnarling things. Can't quite do it in my sleep, but I'm getting pretty close to that. And unbraiding from mistakes combined with unsnarling and stuff like that when I was rolling up Tama to begin with from the skeins of DMC floss. That is one skill I am proud of. I'm proud of other skills too, but I'm really proud of that one. There we go. And 1 and 3 and 1 on the left. And I'm sure you've probably noticed that I've gone beyond my usual coma slide thing, or coma slide point, because I am trying to get an extra error check built into this. It's 90 moves for one rendition of the pattern, and the coma blocks have 9 pins on them, so I should be going through exactly 10 block transitions per iteration of the blade, or iteration of the braid, not blade. So I am going to go to 9, and then I'm going to reset that to where it's at the break between coma, so I can double check and make sure that when I hit it, I am at a multiple of 9. That will make things much easier. All right, so move 9, 1 and 3 and 1, and 1 and 3 and 1. So 1 and 3. And 1 from the top, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 from the bottom. And 1 from the top, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1, 3, and 1. So let's get that unrolled enough. There's the 1 and the 3. And 1 from the top, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 from the bottom. That one's a little short. There we go. And 1 from the bottom. And from the top, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Alrighty. So, it looks like we've got 3 on YouTube now. Alright, we have completed move 9. For the starting up the next stream, I'm going to be starting at move 10. And now I am going to readjust my location. So, moving it to where it's in the last pin break before the blocks separation. So that'll be 9 on my count. And I'm just moving these back a couple of pins. And then I'll do a coma slide. Alrighty. Anything anybody else wants to discuss or ask questions of, or have me tell them what's going on with things before I end the stream? Give it time for the delay to catch up. And I'll also check the Rumble rants, which have not had any yet, but I've had more viewers on Rumble than I've had on YouTube, according to their respective counts. All right, there we go on the right. And let's check the Rumble rants real quick. Down to 2 people watching and no rants. There we go. Go back to there. All right, so I'm going to do the coma slide here. And hasn't been an issue at the angle I've been handling the threads up to this point, but apparently I need to file side of the nail because it's been wanting to catch on the silk when I hold my hand in the wrong position here. But I'll do that after the stream is over. And it's important to move them one at a time so I don't get the order messed up. And on the slide there, let's do a little bit on the take-up reel. There we go. We are ready to start on move 10 the next time we stream. All right. Nothing on YouTube. No Rumble rants. So I think we are good to call tonight. Been streaming for about an hour and 47 minutes. That's pretty close to the 2 hours I was hoping for. But my headache is just kind of taken over. I'm going to go ahead and have a little bit of ice cream and then call it a night. So thank you, everybody, for stopping by. I appreciate the chatting. It makes this much nicer for me. And I'm glad that I was able to provide some entertainment for you guys. So stay safe, everybody, and happy braiding.